Hello, this is Reasoning and Proof, proving statements about angles, example 1. And example 1, we have to prove the transitive property of congruence for angles. And the transitive property says if A is congruent to B and B is congruent to C, then A is congruent to C. And this makes sense. We have two things, angle A and angle C, congruent to the same thing. So if they're congruent to the same thing, then they're congruent to each other. So we're going to start out with what's given, that angle A is congruent to B and angle B is congruent to C. And then we're going to continue until we end up with angle A congruent to angle C. So by the definition of congruence, we have the measure of angle A equals the measure of angle B. Also the measure of angle B equals the measure of angle C. And now I'm going to substitute here. Instead of measure of angle B, I'm going to put the measure of angle C, because that's substituting equals for equals. The book says it's using the transitive property, and each reason is good, either substitution or transitive. It's a different way of looking at it. Here, the way I looked at it with substitution is I'm substituting equals for equals. With transitive, we're saying that two things, angle A and angle C, are both equal to the same thing, so they're equal to each other. Either way, you end up with the measure of angle A equals the measure of angle C, and then angle A congruent to angle C, and that's the definition of congruence.